Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Idaho Business Podcast. We are here with Shawn Corrales. He is the owner of Shawn's BBQ over there in, it's going to be on Oak Street, the old Sunshine Diner in Pocatello, correct?
Yeah, the old Sunshine Poke Deli, but originally it was an A&W originally.
It was.
And so after many years of being closed, the owner of the building, contractor, Jeff Butler, who you introduced me to actually, has worked his magic and turned this into just a beautiful place.
Beautiful. Well, before we get into all the good stuff there, let's talk about we are sponsored by Sensations. These guys, do a fantastic job with the tanning, with your massages, with the mani-pedis, anything you need to make you and make you feel better as you go throughout your life, and especially in these cold winter months. Shawn, if you want to get bronze, all you got to go is to go into Sensations right next to Gold's Gym. Just you heard about them on the podcast, and you get your free tanning session.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm not too manly that I wouldn't go in and get a nice pedicure, because I take care of their feet, especially
That's
now.
right.
I'm going to be on my feet in this restaurant, 12, 14, 15 hours a day. So, or
That's
longer,
right.
it depends on how long I keep that smoker running.
That's exactly right. So that's all you have to do, people. Just go to the Sensations in Twin Falls or in Idaho or in Pocatello. Mention you heard about them on the podcast. You get your free first tanning for free. So Shawn, you've been on the podcast before. But you were in your role of purchaser for foods in a Shamrock Foods at one point.
Right.
And you've been in the food industry in the purchasing or a chef capacity for the better part of 30 years now. Am I correct?
Right. Oh yeah.
So it's true to say that you know your way around the kitchen, and you know way around good slabs of meat. You know what you're doing here.
Yeah. Well, I've been cooking since I was 8 years old. As soon as I could get up to the stove, or my parents would let me get up there and tinker around with cooking, I've been cooking since I was 8. And as you see me, you understand why I love to eat. I love good food. So.
Oh, me too, man. Me too. So let's walk us through, the listeners as well, and me, because I'm interested. Because this is a startup. This is a startup restaurant.
Right.
What does that take? What processes do you have to walk through?
Well, in this case, it wasn't complete from zero.
Okay.
Jeff, who owns the building and is also the contractor, he had the building. He had quite a bit of equipment and small wares and stuff. But he put his money into the building and making it pretty close to a turnkey operation.
Okay.
I still had to talk with him about my plans, what I wanted to be in the building, the specific equipment that was going to be needed, a few things I purchased myself, like the smokers, some small additional smallware stuff, some tables and so on. And then of course you've got all the different companies you're going to have to deal with, all the vendors, so you got to sign those up. There's application fees, equipment fees, leases, or so you got that. You've got the city, the state, the county that you have to get licenses for, since we're going to serve beer here. Then of course your food vendors, you can't just have one. In my experience, it's better to have two, so that they compete with pricing against each other. So there was just that. And then now that we're getting close, just finalizing all the different inspections from fire marshal to the the sheriff to the health department, to different city inspections to sign off on things like the ceiling tiles, the wiring, and so on. So once you get down to there, and I've also hired staff, interviewed, and that's tricky in itself because
Sure.
there is a high demand and a low surplus of
Yeah.
staffing. But I've hired some great people. But then again, it's this opening process is drawn out, and that's something you always got to pay attention to or deal with, is because there's always little hiccups, little things that need to be changed here and there. And so you hire these people, and then you get a few that fall off because they need to work sooner than we're able to get open. So
I like that.
yeah.
I've heard in the past, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of restaurateurs, they'll kind of do an estimate of what it's going to take to get them open monetary wise. And then they say always to times that number by 30 to 40%. Is that kind of your experience so far? Or?
Well, realistically, yes, that would be true. In my case, I've been in the industry so long, and I've opened other businesses, but not on my dime. This has been my all out of my pocket. And so I guesstimated right, but it was, about, and I was thinking I was going to overbid. So actually I came in, right on the money.
Perfect.
Which made me made me a little nervous because, we got to start making some money now. I'm done spending. Let's make that money. So
that's
yes,
right.
As a rule of thumb, if you're thinking, oh, it's going to take me $100,000, then you want to add 30 to 40% to that, because there's always something that pops up, and you have to have some money in the bank when you get started, because you have that, those initial purchases of food product. You're going to have, labor, certain tax things to happen all right off the bat as you get started. So you got to be able to make payroll.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's important. That's important. You got to be able to make payroll before the money comes in sometimes, for sure. So,
right.
Especially your initial few phases here. So, so walk me through what your steps from now. Like you're almost there.
Right.
When are you thinking you'll be starting to open this thing?
Okay, so that's been $1 million question. People ask me all the time, and I've been saying, "Oh, it's probably going to be next week." Well, realistically, it looked like next week, but and I'm talking, a month ago. But now, legitimately, it looks like next week, and probably, and I'm going to talk it off with my manager and the other co-owner. That would be the Mrs. Corrales. But I think we're going to do a soft opening, and we're going to probably plan that for next week.
Okay.
I'll probably do a pre-test where I'll invite a bunch of people that I know, you yourself included, and we'll do a little 3-hour window of come in, eat, order off the menu. Let's try everything on the different customers, get the line familiar with how I want it presented, how I want it prepared, executed, and
sure.
Then we'll do the soft opening after that, and then a grand opening the following week. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So if people call and we're doing the soft opening and they call, "Hey, are you open?" Yes, we're going to be open, but we're not going to push the advertising part of it just yet. Just I want to get everybody, in the back of the house, front of the house, all on the same page.
Well, sure, yeah. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge, because I'm sure that there's definitely a learning curve, especially when the ammo is live.
Yes.
And you're shooting for real. So
yes, absolutely. Good analogy.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to those the restaurateurs that are maybe thinking about starting something up within Idaho, or they have this idea, they enjoy cooking? What would you say to them?
Go to somebody that's opened a restaurant that's been successful, and ask to sit and talk with them. Ask for the negatives and the positives, because we all know the positives are, oh, everybody's grateful for our food. They come in, they enjoy everything. But the negatives are, the staffing, not having enough. You're dealing with different personalities. You have all of that to contend with. The costs of goods are fluctuating, especially right now in this economy. Things are higher than they were, a year ago. So, you have all that to deal with. And there's lots of little things that you don't know, that you need to account for with taxes and payroll and workman's comp and labor laws and liquor laws and things like that. So, sit
Sure.
and talk with somebody before you start really forking out any money. Sit and talk with somebody that's got the experience, and then make a decision and
Yeah.
make a plan out, what you're going to serve, what a menu is going to look like, how many staff do you think you need per square footage of what you have, what are your hours realistically, what you want to do for hours. This is your business, so you're going to be there 24/7. Do you want it 7 days a week in a row, or do you need a day off to recuperate? All those little things.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts within the restaurant business,
Right.
which we see now for sure. So that's interesting.
Right.
Well, thanks, Shawn. That's good to know. Let's kind of enter into the lightning round as we finish up this episode. And the lightning round is sponsored by Fresh Prep Meals. These guys are in Pocatello, Idaho, but they serve from Burley all the way to Idaho Falls, and they do phenomenal work providing healthy options for the busy professional, the parent that needs help throughout the day to have a balanced diet to get healthy. These guys are just fantastic. So if you go on to their website, as you sign up for their meals and you enter Idaho Business is the promo code that is unique to our podcast, you'll get your first meal for free and another meal to give to whoever you want. So that's the deal. So go to Fresh Prep and make that happen, or you can find them on the idahobusinesspodcast.com and click on their logo or their name. Okay, Shawn, towards the end here, is there maybe a book or a software or a tool that you're using or you've referenced as you're opening this new restaurant up that's been a game changer for you? And if so, what is it?
In my case, no. Other than using a POS system, a local guy called Goodly Pay. It's one of the most simplest POS systems that I've ever seen or worked with. So that's Aaron Hansen with Goodly Pay. I'm using his product. Makes life, easy. That of course helps with payroll, as well as your ordering and reporting and stuff. So you definitely need something like that. Otherwise, it's been Excel spreadsheets and just putting together menus and things like that with that.
Sure. It's so interesting to see how a good piece of software can make your life so much easier, and it can link front of house to the back of the house and just make things sync up. It's awesome.
Right.
Cool. All right. Well, now here's the fun part, Shawn. What's going to be your specialty as you open up this place? What's going to be the must ask for item that you cook up over there?
One of the things I'm famous for is the brisket. See, I only use upper choice and prime only for brisket. It's Texas style, and these are my own rubs that I created, and that's what I'm known for. That's why people really love my food, is because it's seasoned well, and people just love that brisket. So, but it's gourmet barbecue, so I'm adding my chef touch to these things. So if you come in and you want a grilled cheese sandwich, yeah, we'll have a grilled cheese sandwich, but it's going to be on homemade in-house artisan bread. It's going to have a Mornay sauce on it with smoked provolone and white cheddar cheese. And then you create from there. You add pulled pork or brisket to it, caramelized onions, bacon, slap that sucker together, and you got a mouth-watering sandwich that you're not going to get anywhere else. So I hired an in-house baker, so our brioche buns are going to be made in-house. That's really unheard of. Most people don't take the time to do that. So those are attention to details that are going to make a difference. So
do you make your own barbecue sauces too?
I do. I start with a base though, because again, you got a small kitchen. It's not huge.
Sure.
It's adequate. So I'm going to start with a base and create from there. And so we have several flavors of barbecue sauces that we're going to do. They're going to be on the table. I handmade our caddies. They're wooden caddies to look like toolboxes.
I saw those.
Paper towel roll. My name is seared into the sides, and the sauces will be sitting in there on the tables. So
that's amazing. Yeah. Well, thank goodness it's almost lunchtime for me, because now you just made me extremely hungry. The bad thing is I don't have any good barbecue food to go after. So
not yet, but soon. Really soon.
All right, Shawn. Well, thank you. And those that are listening, I'm going to roll out the red carpet for you to say whatever you want to say about your upcoming opening to the audience that you're speaking to.
All right. Well, know that we're opening soon. It's going to be next week. If I've got to stand outside and cook from the smoker and hand out as we drive through, but it's coming. It's going to be gourmet. You're going to enjoy it. Just be patient with us, because it's I know it's going to be extremely busy. We are going to do carry out, so you can call in and get orders done, and we'll have stuff ready for carry out. No delivery service yet until we get our feet wet and get things rolling smoothly. So we will have inside and outside seating, enough for about 75 people, but being it's cold out, you may not want to sit outside. I will have some heaters out there. So, if you want to sit out there and eat some hot barbecue in the cold weather, by all means, we'll take care of you. So,
that's awesome.
Right.
So give us the exact address again for this location.
1015 North 10th Avenue, and that's right next to the popcorn shop. And that's the old A&W building, Sunshine Poke Deli building. And it's going to be 12 to 8 Monday through Saturday. So,
okay.
Right.
I like it. Okay. So that all you people that are not in Pocatello, but you're going to be passing through, because we are the Gate City. If you're craving some good barbecue, you know where to go. You Pocatello people, you better be there when it comes to opening time, because I'm sure you're going to be impressed. Shawn, thank you for coming on the show, and I look forward to some amazing, epic barbecue from you soon.
You got it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for having me.
No problem. And everyone else listening, like always, stay away from those negative Nancy's. You go out and conquer your week, and just have that attitude of gratitude and keep pushing forward. Until next episode, we'll see y'all later. Thanks, Shawn.
See ya.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.